Welcome back to a brand new coffee tech break with Jan. Good to see you back on my channel again. I think I got another great video for you lined up because I want to take you through Poly Rove and how you can integrate this with the Microsoft Teams SIP gateway. So in my previous videos, I walked you through how you can upgrade the Poly Rove DECT series. Now in this video, as I said, I want to take you step by step how you can integrate it with the Microsoft Teams SIP gateway and walk you through the requirements and where you can enable all kind of different settings. So of course, I always try to keep the video as short as possible within 1 or 2 coffee set. But yeah, I guess just during the videos, we usually always have some interesting information and what I wanted to share with you. So let's get started. What I wanted to do is I will jump in my computer and I show you some reference and also a knowledge base article. And I'm gonna walk the integration with Microsoft Teams SIP gateway. I'm gonna walk it through step by step. If you're interested in how the phones work and the settings and the features, etc., and how you need to upgrade, I would recommend to walk through a previous video where I show you step by step how you can register those devices to the base station and yeah, how you can upgrade this to make sure that you are on the right version and to be interoperable with the Microsoft Teams SIP gateway. Now, but today I just want to show you step by step how you can integrate it. Okay, just let's jump into my computer and show you how you can do that. All right, so let's get started. And of course, don't forget to take a cup of coffee in between. All right, how can we integrate those DECT phones, the Rove 30 and the Rove 40, the white edition? How can we integrate those with the Microsoft Teams SIP gateway? So we're not going to do that with the phones itself. So those phones itself don't talk to Microsoft Teams, but we're going to do that with the base station. That's very important. The base station integrate with the Microsoft Teams SIP gateway. So besides upgrading to that latest version, which you can watch in my previous video, you need to configure some provisioning settings. You need to make sure you can authenticate the phones to get the right accounts on the DECT devices. So as I said, I'm gonna walk that all through. Now, there is a knowledge base article which I will share also in the comments. That is right this one. It's a brand new article and it's available with all the latest and greatest information, not only for VVX phones, for example, but also for the DECT phones. That is a little bit down in this knowledge base article. Also, if you want to integrate, for example, in your environment to do this all automatically through DHCP, where it automatically get those kinds of information on the phones, you can do that. But for now, I will walk that through manually, step by step, so you can see that how you need to do that. But I will share this again. I will share this in the comments, this knowledge base article. But as you will see at the top, you can find some interesting information, as I said, to use the DHCP options, etc., to push out the Microsoft SIP environment, the provisioning environment, to get started with the Microsoft Teams SIP integration. Now, the first step, and that's I think very important, is you need to have access to Teams Admin Center. This is the basis for phones. And as I said, it can be the VVXs, which also integrate with the Microsoft Teams SIP gateway, but also, of course, if you want to do the DECT devices. You need to have access to Microsoft Teams Admin Center. Next thing you need is a PSTN license. So the account you're going to want to use the PSTN network. So you gotta be able to hook up a PSTN license, PSTN number to the devices itself. But these are all, probably known to most of you, but just wanted to mention them. Also, a thing which is important is open up different ports that are required. So if you're gonna dial SIP to the outside world, you need 5060, 5061, Again, I will share a knowledge base article in the comments. So as I always say during my videos, check always in the comments where I put in a lot of the information that I got for you guys as a reference. So make sure you check out there. Now, hopefully you enjoy it. So I will try to talk you through as much as possible of the information and show you how you can integrate those DECT devices. So first off, this knowledge base article starts with having that access. The next thing which is talking about is integrated with the VVX phones. Of course, you can also do that. So it walks you through that all information, put the information in there using the web UI, or if you're going to use DHCP, you're going to do a similar thing. A little bit more down, what you will see is you will get to the Poly Rove DECT base station, as you see right here. And as I said, you're not going to integrate the handset itself. So the handset itself is just the communication which goes with the DECT base station, but the DECT station itself will integrate with the Microsoft Teams. Here you need to put in the whole configuration, and then you can provision your phones with the right accounts. Now, the next thing, as I talked you through earlier, you need to make sure you upgrade to that latest version. So the 803, as you see right here, is that minimum version that you will need. So make sure you upgrade to that latest version. And there's also some upgrade instructions here, but also I created some videos earlier which you're able to check out. Now, if you then need to find out the IP address of your base station, there's a possibility using the more key with the 47, or you can go here under the information. So there is in the handset, you can go here under info, and under info you can also find your DECT station as soon as it is paired. But as I said, just check out my previous video. I'm walking that all through extensively, so I don't want to take that time away now and to share with you how you can integrate with the Microsoft Teams SIP gateway. Now, you register the device, as you see right here, you pair the handset, etc. This is all available in that video. Now you do the upgrade, as I also showed you in my previous video. Now, here it comes, you do the upgrade, you can find out some information in the syslog environment, which I will show you in a bit using the admin UI. All right, and then we end up in the provisioning configuration. So here we need to put all the information into the DECT base station to be able to retrieve the provisioning information from the Teams SIP gateway. And then we're able to integrate it with that environment correctly. Now, here I got the base station. This is the web interface of the base station. I'm also showing you this in one of the previous videos. So check always that version. Again, that is very important, the 803 at minimum. Now, and then you will be walked through here step by step how you can configure that. So what I recommend is just go through this step by step, which I will also do. And just show you how you need to configure that. So first off, you go to auto provisioning. So we go to system management, we go to auto provisioning. And also what I want to show you is software upgrades. Software upgrades, it's now set to auto start, which means if you reboot the device, it will initiate an upgrade. So I configured this in one of my previous settings, previous sessions. So what I recommend is to put this to period. So you're able to check regularly on new versions. Put this minimum to 30 and it will always check if there's are newer versions available. So it will do that continuously. So that is the first thing I wanted to do. If you then go down, you will find here the provisioning environment. So here we can configure the Microsoft Teams SIP gateway as a provisioning server. So check the knowledge base article. So first off, we set the method to period. So let me do that. We're going to do the method to period. That means it will check regularly. All right. The next step we do is we put that to 3600. That is the check timer. Let's make sure the Teams SIP gateway is checked for any changes. Okay. Then we go back here. Then we need to put in the provisioning URL. So that means the URL is Microsoft Teams SIP gateway needs to push out the right information and to be able to find this route to the SIP gateway. So we'll need to go right here. We set the provisioning options, so we do that right here, and we set that to config URL, and also we need to put in the config URL. So we're gonna move the current settings, which is based on DHCP. So we're gonna do that manually now, set it to config URL, as is mentioned right here. Now we need to put in one of the three URLs, depending on your location. So in my case, I'm located in EMEA. So let me copy this URL, right? And we're going to put it in, just like you see here on the screenshot. And all right, copy that in, config URL, copy paste, make sure you don't have any spaces here. Yep. All right, and we say submit. Here you go. And that's it. So this is what we need to do on the base station. So it's now able to retrieve information, and you probably want to do a reboot, and so it will get that that information. So you can go here to your BT, your B2, and then here on the top you'll find reboot. Let me do a reboot right now, so it's able to retrieve that that information. So the next step is we need to go into Teams Admin Center. So there are some important items which we need to look at. So first off, you will find your DECT handsets here under SIP devices. We need to enable SIP in general on our tenant, so I will show you that. And then we will add our handsets with the MAC address here onto the Teams Admin Center. So you're able to hook up a Teams account with a PSTN license and hook that up to your DECT handset. But I will walk it all through. So let me go here first to Teams Admin Center. So this is Teams Admin Center, and you find here your SIP devices. As you can see, there are no SIP devices at the moment. The first thing you need to check is go to Voice, and then you go here to the calling policies. There is here, for example, the global, the org-wide, but you can create other policies if you want to specifically assign them to users. And here you will find an option is SIP devices can be used for calls. So make sure you enable that. Save that, because that will allow the ability to use even SIP devices in your tenant. So don't forget that. Now, the next tip you need to do, and I will also show you that in this document, is we need to go to those provisioning settings, and we need to add our device. And what is important is we need to add the device, so the handset. So we need to find our device, and we can do that by go to the base stations, the B2. We go here to DECT wireless. We go to the handset summary. Go. Let me sign in to my device. Under the handset summary, you can find your handset, but also you will find, as you see right here, the EPI number, and this is the MAC address of your phone. So you need to copy that. There you go, and make sure you take that with you here to that provisioning environment. So you go here to Actions, Provisioning Device, add MAC address manually. Now we paste that here under add MAC address. As you will see, we're missing 2 zeros, and so otherwise it will not fit. So what you need to do is you add here a 0, and you need to add another 0 to make sure that you got enough numbers here and that you got the correct MAC address. So this is the format, and it's also mentioning in the document. So let me put out here location Amsterdam. I'm applying this one, right? Now, what you need to do is, and let me go back to show you that also in the document. So you will find Same here, use that EPI number prepended with that 00. As you see also right here, you put in the name. Now you need to generate a verification code for Rove. So we need to go back right here. We generate a verification code. So that is important, that is available for up to 24 hours. And this is the code we need to use on the device itself. And so we got that verification code now. We need to go onto the handset. We type 55 with that verification code generated, as you see also here on the screen. So let me capture now my device. Now let me show you quickly on the handset when you configured the provisioning correctly. As you see right here, it says now at the top, it says sign in. So it's waiting now to sign in this device to the platform. So as it is mentioned right here, we need to punch in *55, *55, and then star. And then we need to use the verification code which was generated. So that's the one right here. So that is 783714. All right, so as you see, I got this now on the device to make sure that you are got the right verification code, the right number. Okay, we punch in down. Correct. So I got 3 busy tones and then it will automatically hang up. I still have the sign in because we're not signed in yet. We're just making the relation now to Teams Admin Center, so you're able to hook it up with an account. So the activation will disappear, as you see right here. So I will show you that in Teams Admin Center, and now it will wait for sign in. So we can do that remote sign in now for this specific device. So let me go back into Teams Admin Center. So what you will see is waiting for activation is gone. As we typed in that number, the next step is now it's waiting for sign in. So we got here all the information of the device. And here you see a button, sign in as a user. So I need to click on that. This will bring me to a remote sign-in screen. So we open up the URL. We take this number. So this is the remote sign-in number. We copy and paste that and we can sign in the phone remotely. So let me go here into that URL, copy and paste that remote sign-in number. All right, we sign in with my account. Trying to sign in with the Teams SIP gateway. Here you go. And then we go back into Teams Admin Center. So you might need to refresh it or wait a little bit before it signs in. And then the health status should be healthy, as you see right here. So I got now the Rove B2 integrated with the handset here into Teams Admin Center. And you should receive a phone number if you got that right PSTN license, that user hooked up with the PSTN license and the PSTN number. You should be able to see a number on your DECT device. Really nice. So I think pretty straightforward. It is a remote sign-in because we don't have any like sign-in process on the phone itself. So this is why you need to have remote sign-in. It's best, I think, to use a common area account. That makes sense because you do a remote sign-in, so it's not really a personal device. You can sign in with a personal account, but I think that doesn't make sense if you got that big like environment where probably multiple people are going to use those devices. You can also sign in multiple DECT devices with the same account. That is also a possibility. So yeah, so hopefully that gives you a sort of sense what is going on. Let me go back right here. So we did that remote sign in. We went to the sign in page and that's it. We sign in with an account. And here you see the status. It's first off deregistered. We get that sign in. And as soon as we signed in, as you see right here, you will receive a phone number on the display. And on the device itself, you will only see, as you see right here, the ability to sign out if needed. And that's it. So pretty straightforward. Yeah, I guess I will share, of course, this article, but I thought, yeah, just let me walk it through also with you to show you what is going on. If you need to troubleshoot it, there's a lot of troubleshoot options. So if you go into the B2, the base station, there are some troubleshooting options. Because it is provisioned now, you will find some URLs which are configured. Here, for example, SIP credentials. So this all automatically been done as soon as you put in that URL. So you will find some information which is being automatically and being pushed out by the Teams SIP gateway, also on the handsets. So if you look on the DECT wireless and then on the handset, similar, you will find here that some settings for specific handset is pre-configured now, as you see right here. So you have the ability, if you click on default, to remove it, but that means you need to add it again, add to Teams Admin Center. You need to walk through that whole process that will get you that. You can also do a factory reset, of course, of the base station. So if you want to do this again, as maybe or it didn't work somehow, and you can also just do a factory reset of the base station by holding the button at the top. There's on the top of the base station B2, there's a button. If you hold that for 10-20 seconds, you should be able to factory reset also the base station, and then you can walk through this whole process again. I think that makes sense if you need to re-add it. And if you want to, you can also find some troubleshooting info. So there's a SIP log. So here you go. You will find some information if you need to find out if the handset registered correctly, or you wanted to deep dive. Really some information here. You can even add more information. So if you go to providers, common settings, you got here also some SIP debug. So if you're really an engineering type and you want to dive deep, something doesn't work. So here you can untick this and then you can enable SIP debug option, which is by default disabled. You can find that right here under the common settings. So there's a lot of things which you can do. I just recommend to also check out documentation of the handsets. Depending on your rollout, B2 is usually for smaller environments, and the B4 base station, as I told you in the previous session, is a little bit for bigger rollouts. But I will put in some documentation in the comments, so you're able to use that. All right, and that's it. So hopefully you enjoyed it. We walked through today to the DECT handsets and integrate that with the Microsoft Teams SIP gateway. Hopefully you enjoyed it. In the next session, I will also show you this for Zoom. So it's not only with Teams SIP gateway, where you can also integrate those handsets with Zoom, which is also a very nice process, but I will walk that also through. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I would recommend, if you like this type of video, recommend to subscribe to my channel. And as soon as I push out something again, I will get you notified. Thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next video.